Alright guys, I'm about ready to work on another project. What I have here is my Intermountain ES40DC. This is an older run with the Soundtrack's Tsunami speaker still in it, or decoder, and the factory speaker. And I'm going to be performing the ever popular speaker replacement. And I'm going to be using the Railmaster Hobbies bass reflex DSM-8 speaker, which is a very popular upgrade for these. If you haven't seen it already, if you do a little bit of a search, you'll see a lot of people have already covered this. So I figured I got a couple of these Intermountain Gevos with sound in them, and I thought I would upgrade the speakers in them. Now, I have noticed that this one, like I said, is a Tsunami decoder, and the sound is pretty good coming out of this, I think, straight from the factory. But the ones that I bought that have the lock sound decoders in them, the sound is pretty horrible with the factory speaker that they install in them. Not exactly sure why, but anyways, I got a couple of these speakers, and I'm going to go ahead and do the speaker swap and see how big of a difference it really makes. From what I've seen on videos, it does make a really big difference, and it's a worthwhile upgrade. Alright, let's get started on this. Alright, now for anyone that doesn't know, with these Intermountain Gevos, all we have to do is remove this back radiator section here to access the speaker. Let me tilt this down a little bit if I can. And I will save the sound comparisons for the end of the video, just so you know. I already did some sound recordings of the original speaker that's in this. But like I said, all we have to do is pop off this rear section to access the speaker. I'm not sure if I can do this without getting my big hands in the way. But be very careful. There's a lot of delicate parts on here that you can break off. And sometimes these things are on pretty good. There we go, just like that. Pops off. And I will say right now, I'm not sure what it is with this. I don't know if it's because it's an earlier run or just by chance the one that the model I got. But as I was working on pulling this cover off, I was holding it right here, and when I removed my thumb, a big chunk of paint came right off with it. And I have nothing sticky or anything like that on my hands. I'll see if I can I'll zoom in on it and let you see. I'm not too happy about that. I've handled my other Gevos and haven't had any paint come off of my hands, so I'm a little bit disappointed in that right off the bat. And like I said, this isn't my first Gevo or Intermountain locomotive, and I really like Intermountain. But see if I can, right there you can see, when I pulled my thumb away, the paint just came right off. It was sticking to my thumb. Not exactly sure why, but it flaked off pretty easy. And let's see here. The rear cover will cover that one right there, but right above the sand hatch, you can see paint come off of there too. And I also noticed one of the MU hoses, the paint is flaking off on that already. As you can see the plastic shining through there. I don't know if this will focus. but right there on those in behind the plow, it's doing it also. And I can tell you right now, this thing's only been out of the box a couple times. It's only been run around the layout probably a total of about 3 trips since I've owned it. So that is a little bit of a disappointment for me. I don't know if it's something to do with this color paint they used or what. Alright, now get a good look here. There's the speaker. And what we need to do is that just is clipped in there. We'll pop that out. Just like so. Alright, now all we have to do is take our cutters and clip these wires off. Leave yourself enough of them sticking out that you have enough wire to wire in the new one. Just like that. We got our speaker wires right here. And we have our speaker. And we will clip these pigtails off on either end of this because they are not necessary for this application. And then we'll solder these wires up to the other speaker wires in the locomotive there. And we'll move on to the next step. I'm going to go ahead and clip these off right now because they aren't necessary. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and get these wires soldered on, and then we'll be back. Alright guys, now I have the new Railmaster Hobbies bass reflex speaker installed. And there you go. And I put some double-sided tape around it just to make sure it was in there snug and it wasn't up against anything where it was going to vibrate against the shell. That's the reason for some of this double-sided tape in there. And so far I'm not going to lie, I put it facing up and did a little bit of a test and then put it facing down, and it is slightly better with it facing down. Now I'm going to put this back on, and then we'll do a little bit of test running with it. One thing you have to take note, I know with the Norfolk Southern locomotives the rear light is up high on the cab, and therefore you got this nice light bar. I'm not so sure if it's like that with some of the other ones like the Union Pacifics or BNSFs. I'm not sure. I know some of them have different light placements. So whenever you install this, you'll be able to see where the light bar goes in down there. You need to keep the speaker forward enough that that light bar will be able to fit down past the speaker. So let's get this cover snapped back on, and then we'll do a sound test. Always goes on easier than it comes off. There we go. Okay, let's test this out with the Railmaster Hobbies bass reflex speaker installed. Go ahead and unmute it. Alright, I would just like to follow up by saying I know my camera has a very super sensitive microphone on it, so that might not have come across very well. So I apologize for that if it did. It might sound really loud and kind of distorted on the camera. I hope not though. Alright, that's it for this video. Catch you on the next one.